Hello student, welcome in Rishikul Vidyapit online classes. Now I will teach you 11th accountancy chapter 3rd module 1st accounting principle. What do you mean by accounting principle? Accounting principles are those concepts or those postulate or those convention or you can say those doctrine. Any name you can take place here, or you can say you can know so many names that are principle which are helpful when we prepare the accounts. For example, a business, when we prepare the accounts of that business, so we have to adopt some principles. So how they become principle, question arise first. The maximum accountants, they adopt the things, or you can say rule and regulation, set rules that called accounting principles. When we prepare the accounts, when we use some principles, some set rules, some norms. So these are the set rules or set norms. They are man-made, they are changed time to time, they are flexible. So according to need, we just you can say establish some principles, some rule and regulations. They are helpful to prepare the accounts. So question arises, what type of principle and how the principle becomes our you can say ICAI and Council of Chartered Accountant of India, they prepare this type of principle and they time to time change it and update it. So according to need, they prepare the standards, accounting standards, and these standards called principles. So I want to discuss concept, you can say concept, convention, and you can say principle, and you can say postulate. So these are the principles, these are the man-made, flexible, or change time to time, set rules. These are the features of the principle. And what is the need of principle? When we prepare the accounts of a business, we have to adopt some principle. Without principle, we can't prepare accounts true and fair, or you can say neat and clean. So we have to maintain the accounts with the help of some principles. So one by one, first I will take some principles here. First, that is fundamental principle, you can say going concern concept. Going concern concept. What is the meaning of going concern concept? In business, when we prepare the accounts, we think our business will be going on for a longer period. For example, we purchase the fixed asset, which are the depreciation. For example, you can say plant and machinery, furniture, motor vehicle, laptop, any assets we purchase and we charge the depreciation, and we think our business will be going on for a longer period. That is going concern concept. In short, GCC you can say. So when we prepare the accounts, we keep in mind our business is not for a short period, it is for a longer period, and we charge the depreciation time to time. And when we invest the money, we charge the interest on capital. We invest the money that on capital. We withdraw from the business, that is drawings. So we keep the record and we keep in mind our business is not for a short period, it is for a longer period, and our business will be going concern concept, going on for a longer period. It is the concept and we keep in mind, and then we charge the interest on capital, or we charge the interest on drawing and we pay the interest on capital to the owner. So next one, that is consistency concept. Consistency concept. What is consistency concept? That is consistency concept. Consistency. When we prepare the accounts of the business, that is the business, there are so many rules or methods in accounts, and sometimes some methods give the different result. If we keep the cash basis, that the separate result. If we keep the accrual basis, it gives the separate result. So time to time, or you can say business to business, some policies, some rules are different, but it is not just give the fair result. So in accounts, year to year there should be no change in policy, or you can say no term and conditions, and no methods. Which method we apply, it should be going on. No change year to year or business to business. That called consistency. Whenever we adopt the one concept, it should be followed on. For example, we charge the depreciation with the help of straight line method. Next method, that is depreciation method and diminishing method or written down value method. So what we adopt first, we should follow that. We never change the method time to time or business to business. So that called consistency concept. For example, in business cash basis or accrual basis, when we adopt the cash basis, it should be followed. When we use the accrual basis, it should be followed. Or other, just a valuation of stock, you can say. Valuation of closing stock, there are so many methods. Last in, first out, first in, first out, highest in, first out, average price method. So when we value the closing stock, the method is different, but whatever we use one time, it should be followed. No, never change. That's called consistency concept. Next one is accrual concept. Third one, that is accrual concept. Third one, that is accrual concept. What is accrual concept? Accrual concept means in our business, when we record the transaction, so either revenue or expenditure recorded. If it is cash basis or accrual basis, cash and credit both are counted. That's called accrual. For example, we purchase the goods on cash and credit both. So both are recorded. And like that, we sold the good to the party, cash and cash basis, both are counted. In accrual base, both cash and credit, cash plus credit. Credit means udar, nagad और udar, दोनों मिला के, both are counted. Either it is revenue, either it is expenditure. That's called accrual base. In business, we use generally accrual base, and in NPO or other, you can say, service, we use the cash basis. So accrual concept, when we find out the net profit, it is best, and accrual base is just approved by the Income Tax Act also, by the Companies Act 2013 also. So accrual base means cash and credit both are counted. Not only cash, credit also. So that called accrual base. Next one, that is fourth one, is business entity concept. Fourth one, that is business entity concept. What is the business entity concept? If it is a business and Mr. A is the owner of that business, A is separate, business is separate. A invest the money, that called capital. A withdraw the money for personal use, that called drawing. Both are different. Mr. A is the owner of that business, but Mr. A invests the money, so it becomes the creditor. So internal liability for the business. A, what fund introduced in that business, that called internal liability for the business. So A is separate, business is separate. When A do some expense for his household, it is not recorded by the business. If business do some expense on behalf of Mr. A, that called drawings. So when we invest the money in the business, so business is a separate entity, owner is separate and business is separate, right? So owner is not just business, not just same thing. Owner is separate, business is separate. When we prepare the accounts, we keep in mind business is separate. Business have his own purchase, sale, own bank account also, right? Mr. A, the owner, he operates that business, but A is separate, business is separate. That called business entity concept. Next one, that is money measurement concept. Money measurement concept. Money measurement measurement concept. What is money measurement concept? In a business, if we purchase the goods and quantity is there but rate is not there, we can't report that transaction in the business. It should be in terms of money, means what amount goods we purchase and what amount that goods we sold. It should be in amount in rupees or any other currency, but it should be measured in terms of money, not in quantity or not in other things. So it should be, you can say, quantitative nature, not a qualitative nature. For example, there is a quarrel between two managers or fighting two managers. It is not recorded in the business. So money measurement concept is that here all transactions, they should be in terms of money, they are measured as money, they are financial nature, so that called money measurement concept. If only quantity, it is not enough, only quantity gives the result. No, never. It should be converted into money. Next one is, that is accounting period concept. Sixth one is, that is accounting period concept. Accounting period concept. When we prepare the account of a business, then we have a period that is generally start from 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020. So this is the generally 12-month period, that is accounting period concept. We prepare the accounts for 12 months and it starts from the 1st April and ends to 31st March of the नेक्स्ट ईयर, एंड इट इज जनरली वन अकाउंटिंग ईयर. 1 अप्रैल को स्टार्ट होता है और 31 मार्च को क्लोज हो जाता है. अगर कोई नया इंडस्ट्री है, नया बिजनेस है, सो इट मे बी लेस देन द 12 मंथ. फॉर एग्जांपल, वन बिजनेस इज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द 1st July 2019 एंड क्लोज ऑन द अकाउंट क्लोज ऑन 31st March 2020. So that is 9 month period, we can say it is the accounting period. So accounting period, but some company, they are listed on the stock exchange, NSE and BSE, National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. They are listed company, they prepare their accounts quarterly, and quarterly result in a year there are 4 quarters. 1st April to 30th June, then 1st July to 30th September, or 1st October to 31st December, and 1st January to 31st March. 4th quarter. फर्स्ट क्वार्टर, सेकंड क्वार्टर, थर्ड क्वार्टर, फोर्थ क्वार्टर, और ऐड कर देंगे तो कितना हो जाएगा? 12 month period. They prepare the quarterly result. Listed company, you can see the example on your TV channel like CNBC 18 or CNBC Awaaz, G Business. The company, they publish their result quarterly, like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Reliance Industry, HDFC Bank. So they just prepare their quarterly result, and they are, at last they compile all the result. It becomes the annual result. Result means net profit or net loss. To find out the net profit and net loss, that called result. So that is the accounting period. When we prepare the account, it is generally for 12 months. 1 अप्रैल से स्टार्ट होता है और 31 मार्च को क्लोज हो जाएगा. Then next one, that is 7th point, cost concept. What is cost concept? 7th point, that is cost concept. What is cost concept? In business, we record the all asset on their historical cost, right? Not their market value or your current value. For example, before 20 years, we purchase a machinery or we purchase a land and building. At that time, cost is very less, but now the cost is very high. So we record in accounts of their historical cost. At that cost, what we had purchased that cost for that time. For example, in before 20 years, we purchased a land and building for rupees, you can say 10 lakh, but now it becomes for 1 crore or 10 crore only 10 lakh will be recorded, only historical cost will be recorded, not their current value or present value. So that called cost concept. Dual aspect concept. Next point, dual aspect. What is dual? You heard the name dual sim. Dual aspect. Dual, double. Dual aspect concept means double entry. In accounts, if there are transactions, it affects the two accounts. One is sacrifice and one is gainers. And here assets is equal to liability plus capital. This is the equation. Any transaction, that the effect will be double. For example, we invest the money, create the cash. Here, create the liability. Two aspects. One is sacrifice, one is gainers. For example, we purchase the furniture in cash. What comes in? Furniture, and what goes out? Cash. Two accounts are affected. That called dual aspect. Debit has a credit and credit has a debit. It is based on the double entry system. It is based on the double entry system, that is dual aspect concept. Every debit has a credit and every credit has a debit. So in business, any transaction is just take place and it affect the at least two account. One is debit and one is credit. One is sacrifice and one is gainer. That called dual aspect concept. Next one, that is the revenue recognition concept. Revenue recognition concept. That is 9th point. Revenue recognition concept. It is our business. We sold the goods, but revenue should be realized or recognized. It should be there. If we pay the rent for April month, for March month in April, but it is counted in March, last year spent in the current year. When they accrue, they will be take place and they will be recorded. If they are actual happens, it doesn't matter. For example, we received the rent of March month in April, but income will be counted for the March month, not April. April is for the next year. So revenue should be recognized or realized. Revenue means when we sold the goods, we just receive the revenue. It should be recognized. Recognize मतलब पहचान होनी चाहिए, या realize यानी कि recover होना चाहिए. So it should be there. That should be there. That called accounting concept. ये नहीं है कि माल बेचते गए पैसे आ ही नहीं रहे हैं, पैसे रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं हो रहे हैं और कह रहे हम बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, अकाउंट्स मेंटेन कर रहे हैं, तो क्या फायदा उसका? It should be realized और recognize. या तो पैसे वसूल हो जाने चाहिए या उनकी पहचान होनी चाहिए कि हम फ्यूचर में या लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट से कुछ भी है, we can recover it. So in accountancy, that is the revenue recognized concept. Next one, 10th, that is matching concept. What is matching concept? 10th point, that is matching concept. Matching concept. In business, revenue is greater than cost, that is profit. If revenue is less than cost, that is loss. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरे पास 10 करोड़ का रिवेन्यू है और 8 करोड़ का क्या है? कॉस्ट. तो टोटल प्रॉफिट कितना हो गया? 2 करोड़. इफ 10 करोड़ का रिवेन्यू है और 12 करोड़ का कॉस्ट है, क्या बन गया? 2 करोड़ का लॉस प्रॉफिट. We can match them. अरे रिवेन्यू और कॉस्ट को मैच करेंगे. क्या करेंगे? इसको मैच, और we can find out the profit and loss. If revenue is more than cost, profit. कॉस्ट में सभी तरह की कॉस्ट आ गई, all cost. Either it is a variable cost, fixed cost, semi variable cost, what type of, all expenditure, total, full, सारे खर्चे मिला के, that is cost. और ये है रिवेन्यू, जितने का माल बिका है और जितने में तैयार होके बन के तैयार हुआ सब कुछ देने के बाद, that is cost. अगर रिवेन्यू ज्यादा है कॉस्ट से तो प्रॉफिट, अगर रिवेन्यू कम है कॉस्ट से तो लॉस. तो मैचिंग करके देख लेंगे हम. दैट कॉल्ड मैचिंग कंसेप्ट. मैचिंग कंसेप्ट. नेक्स्ट वन इज, दैट इज Objectivity concept. 11th, objectivity. Objectivity concept means in our business, whatever we purchase, that should be verifiable. That should be, you can say, there should be evidence. Without evidence, no entry. For example, we purchase a machinery, we have a bill. We purchase the raw material, we have a bill. We pay the salary, we have the voucher. Right? Whatever we do in our business, that should be verifiable with the evidence. प्रूफ होना चाहिए हमारे पास. जिसका प्रूफ नहीं है, उसका कुछ ना कुछ होना चाहिए. Without proof, no entry. So we can reduce the scam, or you can say manipulation of the fund. Its objectivity concept means there should be evidence of the all event, all transactions. Next, that is convention of full disclosure. I here discuss some convention. We denote concept. Convention of full disclosure. What is the convention of full disclosure? In our business, everything should be disclosed. Nothing should be concealed. Nothing should be hide. True and fair, neat and clean. सब कुछ साफ सुथरा, clean. कोई गड़बड़ी नहीं, कोई स्कैम नहीं है, कोई मैनिपुलेशन नहीं है, कोई मिस्टेक नहीं है. सब कुछ फुल डिस्क्लोजर. कुछ भी छुपाना नहीं है, सब कुछ बताएंगे हम. कोई भी कंसीलमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए डाटा का. सो दैट आर कन्वेंशन ऑफ फुल डिस्क्लोजर. कन्वेंशन और कंसेप्ट में क्या डिफरेंस है? कन्वेंशन इज द गाइडलाइन एंड कंसेप्ट इज द लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट. राइट? तो कन्वेंशन एक गाइडलाइन है कि हम बिजनेस के अंदर कुछ भी छिपाएं ना, सब कुछ बताएं. जैसे मान लीजिए मेरी तो 10 करोड़ की सेल है और मैंने अकाउंट्स में दिखाई सिर्फ उसको 6 करोड़, 4 करोड़ को छुपा लिया. गलत बात है ये, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. कन्वेंशन ऑफ द फुल डिस्क्लोजर. Everything should be true and fair. No concealment of fact. No hide of fact. That called convention of full disclosure. हाँ, इसका आगे जाके नेक्स्ट में contradiction है. Contradiction समझते हैं? Opposite. That one, that is 12 point. That is 13 point. That is convention of materiality. Convention of materiality. पता है क्या बोलता है? Materiality. Only material things should be disclosed and immaterial things should be hide, or you can say no need to disclose it. Because some important item, for example, we are just calculation the value of closing stock at the end of the year. For example, we are producing the air conditioner. So how many how many air condition AC they remain unsold at the end of the year, 31st March of the year, and in the go down. We can just do the valuation of that. At that time, some stationery, all pin, thumb pin, or immaterial things are there. We should avoid it because these are the meaningless, or you can say unimportant. Unimportant thing we can leave. Only important thing will be considered. For example, in diary we have some pages are blank, so we can leave them. Only important thing will be considered and unimportant thing will be either merged or you can say ignored. Only important. तो both are contradictory. ये बोलता है सारा कुछ दिखाओ full disclosure, ये कहता है important चीज जो दिखाओ unimportant को छोड़ दो. तो both are contradictory point, 13 and 14. And last point, that is convention of conservatism, I will discuss here. That is 14, conservatism. Convention of conservatism, or you can say prudence. What is the meaning of conservatism or prudence? Means if we have the anticipated loss in future, we record them. If we have anticipated profit in the future, we ignore them. For example, Some miscellaneous income, we ignore them. But some expenditure, they are just doubtful. Bad debts, there's a provision for bad debts, or you can say doubtful debts, we consider them. If you think in future there are loss, we record in the accounts. If you think in future you have some profit, we ignore them, because it is the convention of conservatism or prudence. So these are the concept, or you can say principle of accounting. I think you like it, and you can understand each and everything. Thank you. Have a nice day.